Hello, everybody. I hope you are having a fabulous day. So, over the New Year's, I got the City Livings pack, and I'm so excited to build apartments and to get to play in it. I'm super excited. So, I've decided to do an apartment series because I really like the idea of building apartments because they're smaller builds, so I can do them quicker and I can put more detail into them and things like that. So I'm going out of town over the next week, and so I pre-recorded a whole bunch of videos. So, and I'll get into that probably at a later video. But long story short, I've done several apartment builds, and I'm super excited to share them with you guys. So, a couple notes that I have learned very quickly about building apartments, and if you haven't bought the pack, this is something you might want to consider. One, you can't change the exterior shape, which, okay, I understand why not, but at the same time, that really limits your ability because you can't, you're constrained. You can't like expand unless you do like the massive penthouse ones. You really kind of stuck to rather strange shapes sometimes. And another thing, and this is minor, might not be a big deal to some people, but you can't change the front door. You can't even change the color. You can't change the style, can't change anything about it. And that goes for the exterior windows as well. So you can't do anything like that. So if that's something you really care about, then you might double think about getting this pack. It does have some really cool items, I will say that, and some really cool wall textures and floor patterns, and it has a lot of really cool stuff, and it adds a lot of features to the game itself, which is really exciting. I haven't gotten to actually play the game as like a Sims character. I've only been building in it. So another thing, if you are a builder that records or likes to take screenshots, a lot of people recently have been using the camera that if you hit your tab button, it will, I don't remember, I think it's your live camera, whatever it is. You can't use that on apartments. I don't really know why. If somebody knows how, if you could let me know down in the comments, that would be great. But I have not figured it out. And so like, if you really are particular about your screenshots, it could be really difficult, especially because a lot of times when you work with the smaller sizes, you're constrained to such small spaces. Like I had to get kind of creative, like throughout my different builds, because I didn't want to go in and build a whole bunch of like penthouse size builds. I really wanted to go through and like do different builds for all the different areas. And that is one thing that is great. There are a ton of areas to customize, to build off of. But on that fact, lot traits. Good idea, but I wish you could remove the baseline lot trait, because while granted some of them are good lot traits, there's several bad lot traits and you can't get rid of them, like needs TLC. Okay, that one's not too bad, but if you have gremlins, ghosts can be annoying, things like that. I personally don't really care to deal with that kind of stuff when I'm playing. So it's frustrating because when I was looking at different places to build, some of them had kind of the negative lot traits. And so it was like, do I actually want to build these? Because are people actually going to use them? Because if it were my choice, I would kind of forfeit a little bit more money to have a place that doesn't have gremlins or need more maintenance, things like that. It's frustrating. So apartments, good idea in general, but a little bit frustrating. But then again, there are some really great aspects to it and everything. It kind of forces you to get creative with space and space saving things like that. So, okay, I guess I've kind of been rambling, so I'll get to the actual build. So with this apartment, I went with a 1-bedroom kind of loft sort of style apartment, very, very open planned. There's just a bathroom, 1 bedroom, and it's very small, pretty cramped. I think this one is the small. I've built 3 apartments so far, and this is the smallest one, I think. So, let's see. I really wanted to get a fireplace in there, but I think I ended up, no, I go with the bookcase. I was like, desk? No. And if you download this, feel free to change things, move it around. Yeah. But one thing I will say that I really like is all the different painting pieces that they add and rugs. They had this one that's like chalkboard, and I was looking at the description, and it's like chalk, but it's been transformed into a rug that you can now keep. And I was like, really, Sims? Come on. But whatever. They have a really nice computer to use as well. It's really cool, and I'm excited to play with the careers because, like, as I said, I haven't been able to play. I've actually just been building. But on back to this build. I was kind of having trouble deciding how to do the roof, not roof. There are no roofs. I don't have to deal with that. With how to deal with the floor and wall patterns, because when I build, I have a habit of decorating the room first and then trying to find a pattern that I like that fits. Problem being, in Sims 4, you really can't do that because you don't have the custom option tools. You're stuck with what you get. And a lot of times you can find something, but it is a lot easier to match the objects to the color palette that's already set on the walls and floors. So, I kind of struggled. I struggled doing it first because to me it's extremely backwards. So, like, you'll see later on, there's like one build I completely forgot to just do the walls and floors, and I just decorate everything. And then it was like, oh yeah, I had to figure out how to do the rest of this. And so here I was trying to go with more of a kind of modern, I guess, esque. Now, it's funny because over the course of the 3 builds that I've done, this is probably the cheapest apartment that I built. The computer might make it a little bit more expensive, but it is, I think, the cheapest one I will have. I think it is. But the last one I did is the most expensive, so it's kind of gradually gone up, which is kind of funny. But so with this one, since it was kind of more loft style, I really wanted to focus on putting more details in, like, the paintings and just put more stuff on the walls, make it look more cluttered, more lived in, instead of just like, oh, look at this beautiful home that someone actually owns. And no. So, that speaker is really cool looking, and I'm like, I really like it. So I used it in a couple of my builds so far, and I'm like, ooh, I like this a lot. So with this build, I didn't put a dining room because honestly, it's so small. You kind of have to decide, at least how I styled it, you have to decide between if you want a desk area or a dining room. And like, I made it so there's like the countertop area, so the island area, sorry, where people can sit, and you can always sit in front of the TV and everything. And so like, I prefer priority to be on study, desk, kind of computer area stuff, and so that's what I focused on, and so I made sure to include that instead of a dining table, because not all apartments have dining tables, dining rooms, so it's kind of a little bit smaller on the needs list. So this one actually doesn't have it, and I did remember to put in a trash can because I almost forgot, and I was like, oh wait, trash can. So, and this build, I really went into a lot of detail on the shelving and the kitchen stuff because I really felt like the kitchen was a main factor for this build. And like, I kind of had to play around with how I wanted the counters to work out. I kind of wound up with this kind of different design, but that's just kind of how it worked. Because I realized when I built the bathroom, I didn't leave room for the shower. I was just like, yeah, small 4x4 bathroom. And I was like, oh wait, I had to have a shower in here. I can't have a second bathroom. There's not enough space. So I had to add that little little corner thing for the shower. And it really, this bathroom style really works because you can keep it still compact. And I use it on some of my other builds because it works really well. So just adding some details here. This was my first build playing after I got the City Skylines. No, not City Skylines. After I got the City Living. Sorry, wrong game. After I got the City Livings pack, this was the first thing I did. So I was like, discovering all the items and all that. So I was still trying to figure out what everything was new. So, yeah. So, and they have really cool lights. Really cool lights. So, and I've kind of made a challenge to myself. I want to try to light up more of my rooms and houses and things with lights that aren't the saucer light, because like those are good, but they don't add details to a room that like other lights do. And granted, that's the one that lights up the most, so I still use it, and I use it especially when picking out colors and things like that. But other than that, I don't want it to be the focus of where the light comes from. So I've been trying really hard to make sure and add extra lights and everything. And sometimes I end up still using the saucer light on top of all the other lights, just to make sure that there's still a good light source, because some of the lights light up a very yellow tone, and I don't necessarily like that. I still like the fairly white or whiter tone. So it's kind of been up and down. So, but that's my goal, is to work on that, because otherwise I just default to the saucer light and I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. It lights up. Woo woo. So we'll see how that goes. I really do like those lights. They're a little bit strange. They're not strange. Okay, they're strange looking, but they're really cool and artistic and stuff. So they might not fit in every home, but they're pretty cool. Oh, and they do have some really awesome large paintings. So if you have like large blank walls, oh my goodness, these are great. I love these. So I'm so excited about them. And they've got some really cool rugs. I'm really excited. And I wanted to use the new dresser that they have, because I really like that they made a more wardrobe-y, esque kind of dresser, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah. But oh, and here are the screenshots. So it turned out really well. I think for our first time building in such a small, constrained space, it was very, very interesting. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Remember, you can follow me on other social media. There are links down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Oh, and this is the apartment that I kept it in. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!